Welcome. David Harris here, Master Trainer, and today we're going to be talking about breed selection. I've been training dogs for the public for well over 30 years, 3 decades, and I am a research guy. I like to ask questions. I like to understand why people do what they do. So a long time ago I started asking people, why did you select this particular puppy out of the litter? What was it about this puppy that you were picking for? And very quickly it became painfully obvious that they were picking for things like, oh, he was the biggest one, or he was the smallest one, or oh gosh, he was so cute, or even worse, he was so timid and scared, I felt sorry for him, or he was the runt, and everybody knows that the runt's going to be the best dog. And it was just a plethora of silliness. There was absolutely no research whatsoever put into what they were expecting from a particular puppy in a litter. Even worse than that, when you go out another layer, why did they pick a Havanese? Why did they pick a Bloodhound? Why did they pick a Doberman? Why did they pick a Golden Retriever? Why did they pick a Labradoodle, for God's sakes? Nobody should pick such a thing. But they had no idea why they picked a particular breed other than looks, size, cuteness, hair, just things that were really not going to make an impact, a positive impact on their life. So I thought I'd take a few minutes today and make a video on what is important to think about when you're selecting a breed, and then once you decide on a breed, how do you pick a puppy from that litter? Okay, so the very first thing and the most simple thing to think about when you're picking a dog for yourself, a breed, think about what you like out of a dog. Do you want a dog that's friendly and happy and social and easy to train in obedience? Or do you want a dog that's aloof and standoffish and really doesn't even want to look at you very much, but just sort of hangs around and looks pretty? Okay, sort of like my ex-wife. So if you want a particular characteristic in your dog, you need to look at what that dog was bred to do. And let me give you an example. If you want a dog that makes eye contact, and if you've watched any of my 4,000 plus some odd videos, you're going to see over and over and over the highly trained obedience dogs make eye contact. Dogs that are fun to work with and easy to work with make eye contact. They look at you and go, what do you want me to do? Okay, so there are certain breeds, most notably, everybody knows Border Collies are really smart. It's not that they're super smart, it's they pay attention. So dogs that look at you, pay attention to you, are going to be easier to train in obedience because they're looking at you. And it's just like 2 children. You have 2 children, same IQ. Little Billy's looking out the window and little Bobby is focused on the teacher. One's going to learn faster than the other. So when you're looking at a breed, is it a breed that was bred to look to you for direction or a breed that was bred to hunt on its instinct? So let me give you 2 examples. A Golden Retriever doesn't just run around and pick up birds randomly. It doesn't just retrieve birds randomly. It retrieves the bird you tell it to retrieve. Okay, so a high level of obedience and focus is required. Same as with the Border Collie. They don't just run around chasing sheep. They run around chase sheep that you tell them to chase, and they stop when you tell them to stop, and they have to make eye contact to do that. They have to be listening, paying attention, and focused. On the other side, a dog that's bred to hunt on instinct, like a bird dog or a hound dog, is bred to hunt on its instinct. Imagine you would take your raccoon hunting dog out into the woods. You got him, for hunting raccoon. You set him down in the ground, and he looks up at you and goes, "Oh, I love you, man. You want to snuggle?" Well, that hunter is not going to be very happy about that. He wants a dog that runs away and goes looking for raccoons. We breed them to bark so that we can find them, okay? Because they don't care if we're following them. They're not looking back going, "Are you following me?" They don't care. Bloodhounds track. They don't care if you're following them, okay? So we put them on a long line so we can keep up. They don't care if you're following them. We don't know where the track is. They have to hunt on their instinct. Okay, certain types of bird dogs, they're looking for the birds. We don't know where the birds are. If they're looking at us, we're both lost and confused. So they're bred very specifically not to make eye contact. Terriers, they hunt on their instinct. They dig holes, they go down into burrows fearlessly and attack animals twice their size. And people call me all the day and all the time, and they're surprised that their terrier likes to dig and bark. And I'm like, I don't know why you're surprised. So just looking at what the breed is bred for will give you a huge leg up. Genetics matters. I've got videos on the subject. It's really important to understand the underlying instincts that the person that bred that dog was breeding for. Now, unfortunately, a lot of breeders are just backyard breeders or pet breeders. They don't know what they're breeding for. And the breed has been diluted. So I'll tell you the same thing I tell everyone. Get the best quality puppy you can get from a breeder that actually has researched and worked with and proven that that dog that they bred is worth breeding. And there are a lot of things you can do to make sure that you're going to get a good quality puppy. Buyer beware, and you do that work. But the really important part of this video is to understand that dogs are bred for different purposes. They all have different instincts, they all have different drives, they all have different motivations. Your toy breeds, bred to be, cuddly and affectionate, almost affectionate to the point of being overzealous about that, not wanting anybody else to sit near you and things like that. So you have to be really careful when you look at any breed, and you want to look at the parents and you want to see what was done with the parents, and don't accept any excuses about why the mother is trying to bite you. Okay? Because if mom's trying to bite you, odds are pretty good that the puppies are going to grow up to have some type of a temperament that's not going to be exactly what you were looking for. So just think about, what was that dog bred for? Was he bred to make eye contact, or was he bred to work independently? Same goes for a dog for protection work. I'm known for raising personal protection dogs and selling them all over the world. People call me all the time and they're like, I've got the most amazing protection dog I want you to train for me. And I'm like, oh yeah, what kind of dog is it? And they're like, a Siberian Husky. And I'm like, oh, Siberian Husky for protection work. What makes you think that a Siberian Husky would make a great protection dog? Oh, they look just like wolves. And I'm like, so what makes you think wolves would be a protection? So it's just silliness. The Siberian Husky is not bred to be protective. Imagine you're on a sled, you've got 15 Siberian Huskies pulling you, and they see a stranger in the distance and decide, oh, I'm going to go bite that guy. That would be pretty much a big mess. So they breed Siberian Huskies not to care about strangers at a distance. They breed Labradors not to care about strangers. Imagine you're in the boat hunting and every person that comes by, your Labrador's got to bark at them. So look at the individual breed, what it was bred for, what the purpose is. There's 500-600 different purebred dogs in the world, and God only knows how many variations of those mixed. If you want to know something about the dog, understand its history. What was it bred for? Was it bred to look at people, or was it bred to work independent of people? And that'll give you a big step in the right direction when it comes time to pick a breed. And other things are important: shedding, no shedding, energy, no energy, but there's tremendous amount of fallacies going on in that as well. Like energy level. German Shepherds have a high energy level, but mine, when they're working, are energetic. When they're hanging out in the house, big, lumps of coal. They just lay around and sleep. They don't walk around all day going, I got to do something, I got to do something, I got to do something, because of their training. So a lot of dogs that people call hyper are really just dogs that have no education. So education will handle a lot of that. And we have videos on that subject. What do I do with my hyper dog? And how do I manage that? Very few dogs are truly hyper. But once again, look at what the history of that breed was. What was it bred for? What is its purpose? And that'll give you a lot of direction to look at when you decide, I want to get a dog. Hope that helps. I enjoyed making it, and I hope you enjoyed watching it.